A long-time volunteer with Equality Bahamas, also in the education department at the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, doing amazing work, making art accessible to people everywhere, all through the country. I know there's a traveling exhibition that you were a part of, Z. Just doing great work. And we're gonna do some card making. Hopefully you have your construction paper, your glue, preferably glue sticks, scissors, crayons, color pencils, whatever, markers. If you don't have color paper, that's fine. You can just call this your practice version. And we're gonna get into making some cards. He's gonna tell you more about that activity. If you want to do gardening, just put it in the chat and I will quietly move you over while Z gets started.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to hope that that doesn't move me. So I have two cameras going on, so I'm trying to figure out which one to unmute, the one to be feedback. So one is going to be me talking and the other one is going to be what's going on here. So I'm going to just move this down. Alicia, like Alicia said, my name is Zearier, and I'm working at the National Art Gallery. We are a national museum, so we're not really a gallery. We don't sell artwork, but we show artwork. We try to preserve our cultural heritage through art. My role at the gallery is more people focused, so I don't deal directly with the artwork, but I deal directly with people, our stakeholders, which is you, which is every person in the country, because it's a national institution. If you want more information on what we do and we have to offer, we have a lot of shows that are up. I know a lot of you are stir crazy. Maybe some of you want to get out. We're open. You can come and view the artwork. We have a beautiful art park where you can walk around, beautiful flora, science, and artwork all through the properties you can view. And we have some great shows coming up and some great shows up now. Okay, so today we're making greeting cards. And greeting cards are typically for other people. So this is the act of us giving something to someone else. Birthday, Mother's Day, anniversaries, positive occasions you want to celebrate. And so we want to take this and sort of think about, while some of us do derive pleasure from giving pleasure to others, we want to look at pleasure within ourselves, separate from anything and anyone else. So giving pleasure to ourselves. So we're going to create greeting cards. Now, I have a lot of paper, so I'm going to move this now. So you don't need to look at me anymore, so that I can line up the shot here. And if you have any issues seeing, just let me know. I can move it around a bit. Hopefully you can see the whole field of view for me. This is going to be my working area. I still have the other one open, so if you have questions, feel free to pop those in this chat or unmute and say, hey, I have a question. I can definitely reach out. If I'm moving too fast, tell me that. If I'm going too slow and y'all like really got it and y'all need to like speed it up, like tell me that too. So I have colored paper. I have a lot of colored paper for no reason. So I'm going to be using these. If you, like Alicia said, if you only have white paper, that's fine, because you can always decorate those, right? So I have crayons, I have colored pencils, I have markers. You don't need all of them. One would be fine. I'm not going to use all of them. Like I never use markers. I always prefer to use something that'll help me out a bit. I am of the school that there's nothing in the world that can't be improved with glitter. And so I have a lot of glitter. But of course, if you're not like that, you're not kindergarten to me, that's fine. We have glue, either or is fine, but the stick glue is a lot easier to do with this activity. But like I said, it doesn't matter. And we definitely need scissors and a ruler and a pencil. If you only have a pen, that's absolutely fine. We can leave those in there too. Okay. Any questions about the supplies? Everybody has what they need. No one needs a minute. Okay, so we're going to start with a sheet of paper, any color you like. I've been using white because I think it's easier to see the white. For you to see what I'm doing, I mean, but feel free to be adventurous and use any color that you'd like. And we're going to cut out pieces, square pieces, 3 inches by 3 inches. So the size of a Post-it note. And what that's gonna look like is, I'm just gonna clear someone out of it so you can see. Hope that's better. Okay, what that's gonna look like is I'm gonna take my ruler and my piece of paper, whatever color I like, and I'm gonna cut out those 3 by 3 inches. So I'm gonna start from here. I'm seeing my 1 inch mark here, and I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 inches. And I'm just gonna make a mark big enough so that I can see and draw a line. I'm gonna do that until I run out of space. 1, 2, 3. And you're gonna end up with about 3 squares this way and 2 squares that way. And so you should have 2, 4, 6 usable squares at the end of drawing these lines. So I'm just gonna draw these lines 3 inches apart, and then I'm gonna draw the lines and try to make sure the lines are as straight as possible. But I was in the session this morning and we were asked to share what we learned, and someone shared, and I really hope that we all experience this at some point in life, but just because something is imperfect doesn't mean it's not good. And so we're gonna do a good job today, whether it's perfect or not. So I'm gonna turn my paper the other way, and I'm again gonna measure 3 inches on each side. So starting at the beginning, 1, 2, 3 inches. I'm gonna make a mark. 1, 2, 3 inches. I'm gonna make another mark. And then I'm gonna draw those lines. Again, as straight as possible, but it does not need to be absolutely perfect for it to still come out good. So I'm gonna show you this now. So you have multiple squares here, but we only have 6 3 by 3 inch squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can't use these ones because these aren't exactly 3 by 3. We can't use these ones, but we're gonna use these 6 right here, okay? And you're gonna have to do this on 2 sheets because you need 7 of these squares, and we can only get 6 from 1 paper. So we're gonna have to do this on more than 1 sheet. You're free to use different colors. If you wanna do each square a different color, you can do that. If you just wanna decorate your square and you wanna have them all the same color, feel free to do that. But we're gonna cut out these 6 squares right here, okay? I should also say my dog is in here with me. So if you hear him start to act a fool, because he don't have no act, right? I apologize. I'll give him a minute before I speak again so I can make sure you all can hear me. So I have my 6 squares and I'm just gonna cut those out. And like I said, you're going to need at least 7 of these squares. And because we can only get 6 from one sheet of paper, we're gonna have to do that one more time on another sheet of paper. So I'm just gonna get another sheet for myself. And if you needed to see the process for drawing the squares again, you wanna take the ruler on the inch side, make sure you're using inches, and you just make a line with where the ruler begins. And you count to 3, 1, 2, 3 inches. Make a line, make a dot here or mark here so you can see where the 3 inches stop. And you go again, 1, 2, 3. And then, yes, and then you make another line and we say 1, 2, 3. So you end up with three dots. And then what you do is you want to draw a line at each of those dots that you would have drawn. And each line will be 3 inches away from each other, if that makes sense. And then you just turn your paper the next way and you do the same thing. So you start where, and I guess in the middle of the page, because you're only gonna get 2 from this page this way. So you start where the first line is on your ruler, and you make a dot that first line, and then you count 3, 1, 2, 3. You make a dot where that is and count 3, 1, 2, 3. And we make a dot there. And then we just draw lines from each of those dots. 1, 2, 3. Okay, did everyone get that one this time? So that we see how we draw get those 3-inch squares. Does anyone need me to do it again? It's fine. We can do it again. But at the end of doing that, you should have 6 3 by 3 inch squares. Okay, so good. We all have the squares. So if you were doing it before, then you already have 6 squares and you need to cut all of these out. If you're redoing them, then yes, you want to cut all of them out. But like I said, you need 7 squares. I'm gonna cut them all out again so we can see. It's good to have some extras, because we all make mistakes. I'm sure I'm gonna mess one of them up at least. So it helps to just cut the other ones out. So we go ahead and cut out our other 6 squares. It also helps if we just take our time as well. So we're sure where we're cutting and what we're doing. Okay, and so we have our 6 perfect squares now. I'll clean up later. Don't be afraid to get messy. It's something I tell people I work with all the time. Like, art's not supposed to be neat. It's supposed to be a little bit messy. It's a little bit therapeutic. The repetitive nature of it, the cathartic nature of it. You just get to just do and do and do, and it feels so good. So we're gonna keep cutting here. And a lot about art is very intuitive, right? So when you just do what feels good to you, without thinking about why, without trying to find a reason or justification, just I thought this would look good, and so I put it together, whether it does or not. But it is a good pleasure practice. So thinking about what can I do that's gonna make me feel good about what I'm doing right now, without justifying it or without explaining it or without feeling like you need to have proper reasons or anything for it. Just saying, this is something that I want to do. I think this is gonna make me feel okay. And so just do it. So just like you don't owe anyone any explanation for your art, you don't owe anyone any explanation for your pleasure. Okay, so you should have at least 7 squares now. I have a bit more because I cut out the 2 sheets. Now I'm sticking with one color because I find that it's easier to decorate with one color, but feel free to do all the colors that you'd like, okay? So let me know, we show of hands, if you have at least 7 squares, if you've cut out your 7 squares already. Just give me a raise your hand emoji or thumbs up in the, thumbs up is probably better, thumbs up in the Zoom if you have your 7 squares. I'll give some of you some more time just so that we're all moving together. And for those of you that are done, you can go ahead and select what color you want your card to be. So I have a purple one here. And I also have a white one because I haven't actually decided which one I want yet. So I just picked 2 different colors. So this is kind of confetti-ish. I don't know if y'all can see the confetti on that, but it's a bit sparkly because like I said, there's nothing that can be improved with glitter. So I have one confetti and one purple, but you can go ahead and select what color you want your card to be while we give everybody a moment. And if you've already decided which color you want your card to be, we can start thinking about our own pleasure and what our pleasure looks and feels like in our daily lives. And I mean, we want this card to represent us and our pleasure, right? It's our pleasure card. And it's gonna serve as a reminder to us, something that we can continually give to ourselves to remind us to take a moment to enjoy ourselves. And so I just want us to take a minute to think about what that looks like for you, what it feels like for you. In the session this morning, she was very thorough and with all of the senses, right? So does it taste a particular way for you? Does it smell, sound a particular way for you? Whatever your pleasure is to your senses, we wanna put that on a card, okay? So we can begin to think about what it is we want this card to remind us or represent for us about our pleasure. Do we all have at least 7 squares now? And feel free to unmute and yell at me. I taught high school for some years, and so I'm used to students just like giving me some feedback. So feel free, I'm not gonna get afraid. All right, so what we're doing now is we're gonna fold these little squares. Maybe I should lift this up a bit so you can see a bit better, okay? So we're taking the squares and we're bringing one corner of the square down to meet the opposite corner in a diagonal fashion, right? So not up and down, not left and right, but slanted. And so we're bringing these corners down to meet each other, okay? And once we've done that, we're just gonna fold the bottom down. So we have a triangle now. Everyone see? And then we're gonna do the same thing again. So we're bringing this corner of the triangle over to this corner of the triangle, and we're gonna let them touch each other. And then we're gonna fold this piece down. All right, so we still have a triangle. It's just a little smaller, yeah? And we're gonna take that triangle and we're gonna fold it again into a smaller triangle. Okay, and then we're just gonna fold it down. So we're folding 3 times. So you have a very small triangle now. And we can rest that one down. I'll do it again because we're gonna do this for 7 of them. We come with our square and we fold from one corner to the diagonal, the opposite corner, so that we have a triangle. We have a triangle. And then we're taking one end of the triangle to meet the other. And then we're folding again, pressing that down. So just to show you what I meant about making, so my squares aren't perfectly squared either. And so we have a little bit of run over, but that is absolutely fine. Do not worry about that. Just fold your triangles as straight as you possibly can, okay? And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna fold it one more time. So again, we're folding our little squares 3 times until we have a very small triangle. And we're doing 7 of these, okay? So I'm gonna do another one. I'm just gonna do it with you. So, oh, it helps. If you hold it like a diamond, see? Didn't think of that. If you hold it like a diamond and just fold it down on itself, that's also another way to think about it. And then we have a triangle, and we want a smaller triangle, so we're bringing these pieces in to meet each other. And we're doing it one more time. I'm gonna keep doing that until we have 7 of them. Okay, that's 3 so far from me. You might be folding a lot faster than I am, and that's fine. So we're gonna bring our diamond down to meet each other here. And we're gonna fold into our triangle. And then we're gonna fold our triangle into itself so we can get a smaller triangle. So that's the second fold, and then third fold. So we're folding this paper 3 times. So that's number 4 for me. Folding our diamond into itself. I'm gonna do the other way. That's fold 1. That is fold 2. And that is fold 3. And try to press down on your folds as hard as you can. You want those lines to stay there. It's going to be helpful later if they're really firmly folded. Okay, that's number, can I count? 5 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And this is number 6. Folding that down. That's fold 1. This is fold number 2. And this is fold number 3. Okay, that's number 6. And I only need 1 more to make 7. These are my extras. Remember, I cut out a couple extras just in case. And so I'm folding this down once. I'm folding it across twice. And I'm folding it across again for its 3rd fold. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 folded pieces of paper now. So my squares are all neatly folded, and I have 7 of them. Okay. So now we're gonna take our handy dandy scissors and we're gonna cut these. Okay, so here's what you're doing. So you see how we folded this together? You're holding the side that's not open. So this side is open on the fold. You're holding it like that. So you can kind of like go in and out on the fold, but you're holding this piece. You're gonna go from here, the inside of the fold, and you're gonna cut an arch from here to the other side. So what you're doing is you're cutting this piece here off so that this curves. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So I'm gonna start at the end here so that I can round off that piece there. And then already messing it up. I'm gonna come around in a circular motion or a semicircular motion so that I can make a curved piece there. And so I end up with something that looks like that. Let me see. I'll do it again. You have to do it 7 times. So I'm holding the paper on the bottom half. So the fold is open this way. That last one that we folded. I'm holding it down here. And I'm starting on the end of the inside of the fold. And I'm going to cut here from the end here just to round off the edges. So if you haven't figured it out yet, we're making little flower petals. And so that end is rounded like that. Okay, so everybody got that? I'm gonna do it again.
I'm the worst student, Z. Can I show you what I'm doing to make
Oh,
sure?
no, absolutely, absolutely.
Maybe this will help other people. Okay, so this is my second fold.
Right.
So I'm holding it here.
Did you fold it 3 times? So can you open it all the way up? Let me see.
Oh no, I think I folded it twice.
Okay, so then you fold the diamond and then you fold that and fold it 1 more time, the 3rd time.
Okay. Worst student.
And then you're holding it from the part that's in your left hand. So
This
it
part.
fold opens, right. And then you're gonna cut from your left to your right.
Here?
From there, right, to the other side.
I'm cutting from here.
Right.
In a rounded fashion.
Say it again.
In a rounded fashion, like I'm cutting this.
Yes, in a rounded fashion. So you're just gonna go around it to sort of make it round.
I'm gonna turn my camera off now.
Not all flowers are perfectly rounded petals, so if it's not perfectly rounded, that is fine. That is absolutely fine. To get a little round. All right, so that's my dodge. Okay. They kind of look like half parts when you cut them. Exactly, Hermie. That's exactly it.
Yeah, I had to draw the lines so I could make.
If that helps to draw the lines, it may help some people. Can everyone see what Hermie is doing? If that helps to draw the line, then draw the line.
It's almost like a cone, like an ice cream cone, I guess.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It looks like kind of half of a heart. You cut it that way.
I definitely didn't cut it that way. This is what I have.
We have extras, so I know we have extra squares still, and we can fold a new one.
Did someone just cut mine for me?
Like Hermie said, we can just draw our little arches here. Use our pen, our pencil or marker, and draw. Oh, I'm failing at drawing this line, but just an arch, and then we can cut like that. Mine is not as nice as Hermie's, but you're gonna cut that way. So arch. Does everyone else have it? Does anyone else need help? So holding it again, the fold open to that way, starting from the inside of the fold and cutting in an arch so that we have a little curve. So fold is that way. We're holding down the fold and starting from the inside of the fold and cutting a little curved circle. And it does look like an ice cream cone if you do it right. Or half a heart if you do it like I'm doing it. Okay. I'm hoping everyone else has theirs. And you can see if you open it up that you have a little flower petal. Ta-da. And the reason I chose flowers is that I think if we're all trying to grow as people, we can all take a lesson from plants, right? So we have our petals. That's where we are.
So cute.
I'm gonna open up all of mine because you're gonna need to open them up to do the next step. Oh, round squares are fine too. Like I said earlier, all the plants have different kinds of petals. As long as they sort of look like that, you should be fine. Because all of mine don't look exactly alike either. I'm gonna have to figure out what they're gonna look like when it's done. Okay. Let me know when we have all of our petals. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up, not in the chat, in the emoji thing, reaction. When we have all 7 of our rose petals, not rose petals, but petals nonetheless. Okay, so right now is the time you wanna, so we can see that each one of these has a little petal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut one of those petals out. So any one that you choose, I'm gonna pick one and we're gonna cut it out. So if you look here, see if we can see that. Where my camera is. Oh, there it is, sorry. And you're gonna cut on the line. So you're gonna cut the line that divides these two, just one single petal, not 2, right? So only one of the little humps things that we're cutting out. So I'm choosing this one. He has to go. So this one I'm gonna cut out. I'm gonna cut on this line here and this line there. So you can see, I hope you can see. I'm gonna cut on this line and I'm gonna cut on that line. And so this little petal is being cut out. And we have a missing spot. Do y'all see that? Just one petal. Half the cone. I'm gonna do it again. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it 7 times. I'm gonna cut on the line here. And I'm gonna cut on the line here, cut up one of my petals. And so just that one petal is going to have to go. That's what he looks like. I'm gonna move him. Cutting on each line so that I can cut out one petal. And if you want to turn your camera on and show me what you're doing, you're not sure if you're doing it right, or you have a question, feel free to ask. Just the one petal. We're pulling him out. Just the one petal being cut out there. I'm gonna pull him out. Trying to find it, there we go. On the line, straight to the middle. I'm gonna cut one of these out. So again, that's what that looks like. So if we hold it together, it looks it together, but if we don't, you can see that that's just one petal we're pulling out. Pulling him out. Am I losing it? Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So one little, it's like a pizza slice out of your hole. And then we do that one more time. So we should have seven little flowers with one petal cut out of each one, okay? And the reason we cut that petal out is because we want to bring these two together. It's going to come up like a flower, okay? So what we're going to do in order to make that happen is we're going to need our glue sticks or our glue, whatever we're using. And on the petal to the end, right here, we're going to put a little glue on the end there. So on right there is where I put my glue. And I'm going to fold that in on itself. I'm going to take this and I'm going to rest it on top of the part that has the glue. So then it looks like this. One little petal. I have another color. I'm going to, just in case you can see this one better. So this is what that looks like. And I'm going to come to the end here. Just this flap. And put some glue on the flap. And then close the two flaps on the end into each other. And so we have a petal that sort of sits up on itself. Okay. Got that? Okay. I'm gonna fold mine down because I wanna, so when I fold it down, I have 3 on each side. I'm just doing that because I wanna press the glue down and I want the glue to hold, okay? So feel free to press the glue down that way. So that's what I'm going to do. Press it down. Maybe to lift this up, maybe it's too low. Oh, there we go. So I have 3 and I'm just pressing the glue down. Again, I'm taking that, rubbing glue on the end and folding it into itself. Okay. I'm just gonna fold it so I can press the glue down.
I'd just like to update everybody that I got my flower petal. Hermie, are you still working on your flower petals? Are you done? Ooh. Are they blue or is that just a light?
Yes, they're blue.
Cute.
And I kept both versions. I recut some and then I also kept my ones.
Folding them in half again so that I can press that glue down. Should have 3 petals on each side once you fold them down. And we're also going to fold them because it's going to be easy to glue them all together to get our flower. Okay. I have 2 more to do. Right on the end. And then I'm going to bring that into each other. folding it down. And I asked if you had colors or shapes or anything that brought you pleasure, you could remember. Remember that's going to go on the card that this flower is going in. Okay, so there we go. This one's one of my wonky ones. That's not even. But I have 1, 2, 3 on each folded piece. So you're going to hold all 7 together because we're going to fold them, just press them down, okay? So I'm just going to pick one, maybe one that's not so wonky. Pick one. And I'm going to put glue on each end so that I can paste it down. So I'm going to use a bigger marker. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put glue here and here. Can you see that? On each end. Where you see the 2 dots is where I'm going to put glue, okay? And on those pieces, I'm going to take one folded piece and I'm going to rest the petal to petal on that side, another folded piece that I'm going to rest petal to petal on that side. Pressing down on that. Okay. Then I'm going to put glue here and here. One saw that? And there. So there's 3 in the middle. So 1, 2, glue, 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 1, 2. So that's how we're doing. Skip 2 petals, 1, 2, and put glue on the 3 petals after. And there should be 2 blank petals on the side as well. Okay. So right where I have the markers, I'm going to put glue. And on top of that, I'm going to rest 1 whole one right in that space where those 3 petals had glue. Pressing that down. Okay. Okay. Everyone's there. So it should be 2 petals on that side, 2 petals on this side, and then the one we just pasted is there in the middle. Okay. Then we're going to put glue. We're going to skip a petal, and we're going to put glue there and there. And we're going to turn the other way. We're going to skip a petal and put glue there and there. So start from one side, skip the first petal, and put glue on petal 2 and 3. And go to the other side, skip a petal, and put glue on petals 1 and 2 there. Okay. Make sure we're only putting glue on the petals that we should, so that it doesn't, so that it opens the way we want it to open. Just put more around it. Okay, sorry. So where I put the glue on this side, I'm going to press down this on this side, 1 on this side, and I'm going to press down 1 on the opposite side. So that space in the middle, nothing's going to be there where we skipped to put glue, it's just on the ends. Okay. And then the last one, we're going to put 1 in the middle, 3 here. So we're going to go 1, 2 on that side, skip, and then we go 1, 2, 3 for glue, and the same thing, 1, 2 on that side. So you have 2 petals here unused, and on the 3 on the top, we're going to put glue. And I'm gonna press this down where I just put that glue just now. And so you should have a folded, I don't know what to call this, folded pieces of petals together, like that. And you see where this opening is here? So there's the opening right there, like Pac-Man. You're gonna take the petal that's directly across from that opening, and we're gonna put glue on it, right? Same thing on the other side. Look directly across from the opening and put glue on the petal that's directly across from the opening. There we go. So there's the opening, and my glue is gonna go right across there. Same thing, there's my opening, and a little glue is gonna go right across there. Earlier, I asked you to select a paper. I think I'm gonna go with my confetti white. You take your paper, I can lift this up a bit now. I'm just gonna fold it in half so that it's a card. So take it from one side down to the next. And we're gonna just press down the edges here. Okay, so then you have a folded card. And where we put the glue there on those little dots across from the opening is how we're gonna glue the card down. So when we open it, we push our card, our flower right to the middle, and then we just close it and press down hard. Pressing down hard so the glue dries. And what's gonna happen is, I'm just pressing down a little bit longer because I want it to hold. What's gonna happen is once I open that card, my flower, I'll see, glue's not dry. My glue's not dry. Let me try one more time. Get it to behave. And add some more glue. Just on those spots. I'm gonna press for a minute. Okay.
While you get your glue drying, Nia can announce the winners for this hour.
Oh yeah. Okay, we got some more winners in the house. Okay, so hold on now. I had it written down. Okay, so we have two more gifts we're giving away today. Another KG Beauty $10 voucher. And then we have some good old top up. Everybody could use some extra money to go towards our phone. So for the KG Beauty $10 voucher, we have Fee as the winner for that. Please tell me if you're still in here. Give a little thumbs up if you're here. Okay, I see the
excited.
Yay. Okay, so we will be in contact with you. And then for top up, and so that's if you're live or BTC, doesn't matter over here. We have Shantae as our winner. So Shantae, you still in here? Let's hear some audio or give a little emoji.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So we will get in contact with both of you.
Congratulations to the winners. I just want to show you that how the flower blooms when you open the card. And of course, it's your pleasure card. And I hope you've been thinking about what brings you pleasure and what you want to put on the outside here for you, and what you want the inside to say when you open up your flower. Okay. Thank you so much for trying this activity with me.
Thank you, Z. That was fun. I have like 2 petals. I'm gonna keep working on it because I really
that is absolutely fine.
I want that pop-up card, you know, and I'm gonna write my little pleasure messages to myself. So everybody else, if you're still working on it, I'm right there with you. Keep at it this weekend. And when you finish it, post it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, with the hashtag pleasure tings. I'll type it in the chat. And that'll give you another chance to win. We have baked goods by Muddo, which is so good. I get stuff from there every week. It's a micro bakery, baked to order. So you get your bread and it's still warm, fresh out the oven. So good. And a 90-minute massage by Relax and Escape Spa. And those happen on a deck overlooking Cabbage Beach. So it's really nice. You want to win them. So make sure you post things that make you happy, the way you find pleasure using the hashtag pleasure tings. Z, thank you so much for this session. This was great. I'm glad that it's live on Facebook so that I could go back and watch it and figure out my situation. Yeah, everybody post your card.
Sorry, you don't have a pop-up card.
Awesome. So we're at 2:01. We're gonna again take like a 2-minute break to hydrate and everything. Stretch a little bit, and when we come back, we will be rocking with Shanae through some contemporary movement, aka dance.